Hey Gemini, welcome to Tourmaline Tarot. We're going to do your weekly read and see what's going on. Alright, Gemini, what do we got? 1, 2. That one didn't feel so good, so we might need a couple more. It's just a nice feeling when you shuffle. There she is. There it is. Okay, and cutting. We have Hermit reversed, 10 of Wands, and 2 of Cups reversed. The Hermit, with the 10 of Wands upright and the 2 of Cups reversed, I feel like there was something that you weren't figuring out. You know, there was a part where you might have been ignoring something about yourself or a situation, because the Hermit for me is a very like personal introspective card, and with it being reversed, there could have been something where you're like, no, everything's fine, like no. Also there's an element that sometimes you might not pull yourself back far enough from things, and then you wind up you know that thing where you're going through the house and you're picking up stuff and you have like a laundry basket or something. I know this is a weird long-winded analogy, but you keep putting stuff in, you're like, that doesn't belong there, that doesn't belong there, like, and then by the time you're done going through the house, putting stuff all back where it belongs and into this basket where you're like, I'll deal with it later, the basket's pretty full and it's kind of heavy. Like, that's what I get with this 10 of Wands. And with the 2 of Cups reversed, you realize something, the give and take wasn't there. There was something that was out of balance, and there was something that might have been ignored, and you're like, no, it's fine, I'll carry it, I'm fine, I'll put it back later, I'll do this later. There was kind of like a constant shifting sands element going on that you're like, no, this isn't it. Because also we have 9 of Cups, 7 of Wands, or not 7 of Wands, 7 of Swords reversed, with the 3 of Swords on the bottom. So something you wanted, you might have been trying to make do, but then it really wasn't it. Like, you were kind of breaking your own heart, potentially. Something just wasn't working. 5 of Pentacles reversed. And I feel like you either weren't cutting it out, or you weren't letting it go, or you were still trying to like, no, it's fine, I'll put it away later. The Empress. It's not for lack of trying, I'll tell you that much. And the 2 of Swords reversed. The blinders were on. 4 of Swords reversed on the Hermit. There was a big, like, no, we're going to muscle through. We're pushing through. We're going to make this work. And it doesn't have to be a relationship. It can be something about a job or family or something in that way. But there was like, no, we're going to do it. We're going to make it. And the 5 of Cups reversed. I feel like you didn't want to be disappointed. And you were like, not putting all your eggs in a basket or putting all your crap in a laundry basket with my long-winded analogy. But it's just like you didn't want something to not work. Something not working was worse to you than just pushing through and dealing with a lot of bullshit. I know that sounds like a pretty heavy thing. The King of Wands reversed. You wound up kind of not allowing yourself the room to take action and be in control, because you kind of were letting yourself be beholden to this flow, even though the Empress is there. Also that's a card of Cancer for me. So we're talking about now. Right now you could be kind of at a tipping point where it's like, something's not working. And like I said, this doesn't have to be relationships. This could be literally anything. And it doesn't have to be this giant dramatic thing. You could literally be trucking on a project that like you really care about and you love, but you might have to scrap it. Like, you could be knitting a scarf and you're like, this isn't going great, but like you really care about it. Like, it doesn't have to be this giant life-changing macro situation. So we have, actually, let me go back here. I want more on this. So with the 8 of Pentacles reversed, you're not picking one thing and working on it. You could be scattering your energies a little bit. You could be putting, just stuff, feeling scattered. The world reversed. I just feel like you're not letting things flow because they're not matching up with your vision of how things should go. And you're realizing that there's an imbalance, but if you just push harder, if you just work harder, but it's kind of hampering you. It's tripping you up in some way and just leaves you carrying too much. So, just keep an eye out for that. And I feel like I want to, we'll get to the crystal deck for just kind of like a pep talk. But this is a postcard deck, and I usually don't use it because it hurts my hands to shuffle because the corners are pointy. But it wanted to give some tea. So we got Ace of Swords. There's truth coming at you, or clarity, the world. I am reading these just upright. So there's some kind of realization that it's time for a new cycle. There's something that you could learn or hear about that does say, like, hey, Gemini, let's start this new cycle. Because Seven of Swords, and I don't think it's the cheating, like, oh my gosh, it's so awful thing. But there's something where you're like, and someone else got this too, mask has to be off. Queen of Swords. Band-aids are getting ripped off. Masks are coming off. New cycle's starting, kind of heck or high water. And what is this world? What can we step into? But if anyone was fooling themselves, no more. Three of Pentacles. We want to work on it. We want to, pick one thing, work on it. You might need to ask for help in some way. Because if you've been, 10 of Wandsing it and not getting any help, you could have been carrying too much. So for this world to turn, you need to kind of work with people or work on stuff. Six of Wands. Gaining the recognition. Now, and kind of getting victory over it. It's getting a handle on the entire situation. So with this Queen of Swords, Four of Cups, Knight of Swords, Ten of Swords. Done with disappointment. Done with impetuous people. Done with impetuous situations. Ten of Swords, there might have to be kind of like a blunt truth, but with the Ten of Swords, you've reached a point where it's like, I'm done. So let that World card turn. I think it requires a level of brutal honesty. Actually, let me go back here. I want to see what this Ace of Swords is talking about. What is the Ace of Swords talking about? The Magician and Ace of Wands. How are you manifesting? How are you starting? So you have to get clarity and the truth kind of about that and how we're manifesting. And there's a level of honesty that has to come to it. And anything, like I said, band-aids off, masks off. And it's going to be a lot more recognizable. And you'll probably see things a lot quicker and clearer. And communicate that better too. Because with Ten of Swords, you're done. You're done. Four of Cups, done with disappointment too. So, for the Cosmic Pep Talk, we have Zeolite, which is guidance, consciousness, and direction. A need to open oneself to communicating with one's guides. Are you listening? So like I said, if you've been trying to just la 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 la, there's no more la la la. Also, anyone else around you, if they've been la la laing, it's smackdown time. So there's like looking in the mirror, seeing things for what they are. No more looking glass Alice in Wonderland situations. So that's what I have for you, and I'll talk to you later.